Hello and welcome. Welcome to Twin Cities Rise. We're honored that you're joining us and looking forward to working with you over the next several weeks. My name is Mr. Z. I am one of the instructors here at Twin Cities Rise, and you'll be seeing me on some different videos as well as in the virtual classroom, along with a lot of other people that are going to be involved to provide you with encouragement, support, resources, direction, so that you can achieve your own meaningful employment goals. I'm going to be providing a brief introduction to the program just to give you an idea of what to expect as you go through over the next several weeks. The people you'll be connecting with, there's many other videos that we want you to do in this first learning track so that you can be familiar with our resource support team, our employer services, and some of the other things that are available. This is going to be more of a bigger picture understanding of what the program is, how it works, and the direction that you will be going. I want to give you first an overview of Twin Cities Rise. The organization has been around for over 25 years. Thousands of individuals have gone through the program to obtain their own meaningful employment goals. The program was started by Steve Rothschild, the individual on your left. 25 years ago, he came from General Mills as an executive. He actually started Yoplait yogurt for General Mills, but he wanted to give back. He recognized and understood that certain individuals in the communities were having a much more difficult time achieving employment than others, and he wanted to see if he could do something about that. The first group that he had about 20 individuals in it, and all of them went through the training of career planning and doing your resume and interviewing, and all of them got jobs. But one of the things he found is 6 months later, over half of the individuals didn't have the jobs anymore. And he firmly believed, and still believes, that it's not only getting a job, but keeping a job that makes a difference in a life. So he put into the program, looked at a lot of different models, but put into the program what we call personal empowerment. And basically, it's emotional intelligence training that you're going to be getting through this program, but helping individuals to be self-aware, to be able to manage their emotions, to be able to be aware of the people around them, and to work in relationships. One of the things in this new world that we're dealing with is the fact that teamwork and collaboration is more important than anything. And so he put the personal empowerment component in that whole behavioral change model. And what he found is that instead of 50% of the people not having the jobs, 80% of the people did have the jobs a year later. One of the other key things for Twin Cities Rise, you do not graduate from our programs. You'll complete the training, but you do not graduate from Twin Cities Rise until a year after you achieve your meaningful employment goals. In the middle is Tom Streitz, who is our CEO. There is another video that we want you to watch that encapsulates his passion and his dedication to the mission of Twin Cities Rise. How the program works is basically, again, we want you to understand that our mission, even though we may be teaching and that you may be learning from a distance, the mission has never changed. Transforming lives, and that's the key for yourselves to think about. Transforming your lives. It's a whole new way of thinking through personal empowerment, career training, and meaningful employment. What we do want you to understand too is Twin Cities Rise, while it means rising up, it also is an acronym that we want you to remember. The R stands for responsibility. It is your responsibility to achieve your goals. We're there to help, we're there to guide, but it's your responsibility. Independence. While teamwork is so important, it's also a skill in the workplace today to be independent thinkers, independent communicators. We want you to be responsible. We want you to be independent, that you have the skills that you need to be successful, and that you are empowered or employed by the time you finish with us. How the program is going to work for you: for the first 3 weeks, you'll be getting learning modules every week that'll have lessons in it, activities to complete, connections you need to make. And then also we do have virtual classrooms. We realize that personal interaction is very important as well. So on Tuesdays and Wednesdays, we have virtual classrooms that you can attend, and we want you to attend, in both emotional intelligence as well as what we call 21st century skills. I'll talk about that in just a minute. So those first 3 weeks are what we call readiness, getting you ready, getting you what you need to be employment ready. Weeks 4 through 8, again, you'll have learning modules that you go through. You just log in, go to the week, all of your activities will be there. That's more into your focused training and your career pathway. So My Road to Success, for those of you who move down that path, is more generalized, is more for individuals who still may not know which career direction they want to go. We also have career pathways, call center, customer service pathway. There's more detailed training specifically applicable to call centers. We also have facilities and maintenance training for those of you who want to move down that pathway. And we will have others, but right now, weeks 4 through 8, that focused training will either be My Road to Success for that generalized training, or call center customer service, or facilities and maintenance. After the 8 weeks, 8+ weeks, it's basically, again, if you have not achieved your meaningful employment goal yet, it's to implement your meaningful employment strategy. And that is, again, practicing interviewing. That is continuing on with your education with 21st century skills or personal empowerment. Or it could be practice interviews. It could be networking at career fairs. And a lot of these are virtual now. So preparing you to how to do those, again, the goal for all of you is meaningful employment, whether it's in that first 3 weeks, the 4 through 8 weeks, or if it takes longer, that 8+ what we call career club. The concepts we're going to be covering you to prepare you, this world has changed very quickly in the last couple of months. We're going to provide you emotional intelligence training, that training of being self-aware, self-managing your emotions, being aware of those around you, and managing your relationships. 21st century skills. These are the skills employers have said are critical for success in this new economy. Teamwork and collaboration, critical thinking and problem solving, exceptional communication, technological literacy. Right now, again, all of these skills with the changes that have occurred are more important than ever before. We're also going to provide the career preparation, getting your resume ready, getting your interview skills prepared, and developing your overall career strategy. So all of this, again, is designed really tailored to you, providing the skills employers want, employers need, but also tailoring it to your individual needs as well. You have a tremendous support team around you. Remember that as you go through the program. You have a resource navigator to help you provide those resources and services you may need: transportation, housing, child care, any of those types of things that you need to be employment ready, so that when you get that job opportunity, you're ready to take advantage of it. You will have a coach and an advisor. All of these will have a separate video that we want you to watch, ask them, and respond to some questions on, just so that you know we want you meeting with these individuals regularly, and they are part of your team. The Employer Services Group, a wonderful team of connections from Twin Cities Rise and you to the employer. But one of the things we want you to remember, when they're talking to employers, they are supporting and marketing you, so you have to be engaged. You have to be completing the things that are asked of you, and totally engaged in the program. You will also be hearing about your individual development plan. This is the plan that you will set with your advisor and with your resource support team to move you forward on to achieve your meaningful employment goals. Do you need to get a driver's license? Do you need to get some housing stabilized? What are these things that you're going to be doing? Plus, taking all of the classes and the learning objects, the learning exercises through the program are part of your individual development plan. We have also recognized that being incentivized in a plan is very important. But we also want you to emphasize you need to exhibit accountability and responsibility, and to reward you for your engagement and moving forward. You have to demonstrate. A lot of that is through the activities that you will record as you're going through the learning. Are you attending workshops, our virtual workshops? Are you attending our virtual classes? Are you doing all the lessons that are part of this? So again, the incentives, very important. When you get into the 8-week side, we also have internships that are available. We have a wonderful program that has been established with relationships with multiple employers that are great for individuals who have been out of the workforce for a while, are switching careers, or just looking for advancement in their careers and new opportunities. So the internships, there will be a separate video we want you to watch on that as well, but that will come into play during what we call Career Club, which is after you've completed your the first 3 weeks of training, the other 5 weeks of training, and then into Career Club. We also have an alumni program. Remember, you do not graduate from Twin Cities Rise until a year after you have achieved your meaningful employment goal. Our alumni program, again, one of the things to remember is as you're going through the training, this is a lifelong process. This is a behavior change that we're establishing for you. Our alumni are there to stay connected, provide continued support. They provide mentorship opportunities for individuals who are just in the program now, volunteer connections, and they want to make sure that you're continuing your success. Your career path with your employment services side, again, working with you for individual job strategies, building your resumes, making sure that when you get that question, tell me about yourself, that everybody gets in an interview, what is your response? Or when you get the questions of, tell me about a time you had to work in a team. Tell me about a time that you had to take a leadership role in your job and it really wasn't in your job description. We call those STAR stories. We're going to be practicing those. We're going to be preparing you for building confidence for the resume, or for the interviews. And then also employer introductions, coordinating the interviews as well. And we do a lot of mock interviews, practice interviews to get you ready for those. So that again is an overview of the program. We do have some forms in this learning lesson for this week that we want you to take a look at our anti-harassment policy, our grievance policy. If you don't like what's going on or you have some complaints, where do you go? Media release policy. We do a lot, especially now virtually. We do a lot on the internet. So making sure people are comfortable with pictures and those types of things. Our alcohol and drug policy, and our policy for the computer and the internet. So again, I want to welcome you. Welcome everybody to Twin Cities Rise. This will be a great experience for you. What we would like you to do is to complete the brief quiz and then also complete the policy forms, just acknowledging that you have read them and understood them, and submitting basically an acknowledgement that you accept those policies. Welcome, enjoy, have a great time.